These two words are scary. If only. What have you missed in your lifetime with if only? You knew you should have done it. You thought you should have done it. You wish you would have done it. If only. Folks, it's a discipline problem. I will tell you now, discipline is not difficult. We're going to talk about that next on Purpose Under Pressure. Well, welcome back. My name is Brian, and this is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose and under pressure. It's brought to you by the professional sales and leadership training team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You'll find them in Akron and Columbus, Ohio. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. They're in Capital Region, New York. They do their work on purpose, and that means you and your business and your sellers and your organization can do the exact same thing. What are you trying to do? Let them know. Let them know what tools you have. Let them ask you some questions. Let them figure out a plan to do what you're trying to do on purpose. Nothing great happens on accident. Everything great happens because you have a plan and a purpose and a desire to do things right. That's what they do. If you've got sellers representing you, they should be on purpose too. You should connect with Sandler by the Ruby Group, and you can do so online at therubygroup.sandler.com. The Ruby Group, where sales, leadership, and purpose come together. So let's get cooking. Who do you know who has a problem with discipline? Right? Every hand goes up. Who do you know that wants to do it, knows they should do it, thinks they need to do it, but doesn't do it? And we wish we would have. I've now switched to we, because we all have an issue with discipline. All those things we want to, we wish we did, we need to, we know we should. Rinse, repeat, we never get it done. The saying is that yesterday was the best day to plant a tree, right? And the second best day is today. And yet, when's the last time you planted a tree? You say, I'm not disciplined. You say, I'm a procrastinator. You say, discipline's too hard. I'll start tomorrow, especially on Fridays, right? For salespeople or really anyone after a tough week. Next week's going to be different. Monday is going to be different. It's a brand new me. It's the same you. Folks, discipline, hear me here. Discipline is not difficult. It's just not. Tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself. Believe whatever you want to believe. Discipline is not difficult. There is a trick to it. I'm going to share it with you. If you know the task that you need to do will lead to the result that you want, you will be disciplined. If you know something works towards something you're trying to do, you'll do it again and again and again. I'll prove it to you. There's three things that I'm disciplined about, at least three. I'll mention three here. Number one, I set the coffee machine every single night before bed. Every night before bed. It's the last thing I do. I grind the beans, I measure the water, I set the timer without fail, and it is fresh, it is hot, and it is ready for me the next morning exactly when I want it. So I don't miss. That is a huge reward for me because I like my coffee. I like it fresh and hot and perfect right when I want it. And that's discipline because I do it every time. I don't even think about it. Number two, I clean the cat boxes every single day. I hate that job. I hate cleaning out the cat boxes, but I do it. Why? Because I don't want the smell in the house. And it's also good for the cats, but I don't want the smell in the house. So I do it. I don't like it, but I do it. Not for the reward, but to avoid the negative. So I don't put that off. And number three, and I am sure you're in this boat too, I brush my teeth twice a day and I don't think twice. I don't even consider not doing that. I wouldn't put that off. Plus all the other personal hygiene stuff. Why? Because I don't want to smell. I'm avoiding the negative for others and I'm improving my brand for a positive reward, if you will. So I'm disciplined. There's a positive reward in there for me, and there's an anti-negative, and doubled up, I'm in. I'm not going to miss. My point is, I know what will happen when I do these things, and I know what will happen when I don't. So I'm disciplined in those things. Let's talk about sales. Do you know what works? Do you know what drives leads? Do you know what drives appointments? Do you know what drives proposals and revenue? I mean, specifically, do you know the exact things that work? Do you know if knocking on doors or phone calls is a better prospecting tool for you? Not for your boss, for you. Which of those drives results and which doesn't? Be honest, because if you don't know which one is better, not just what you like better, but which one works and why, you're not going to be disciplined in either of them. If your sales manager hands you a sales list and says, here, start dialing, do you really know it'll work? No. And the first 3 times that you get hung up on or yelled at or trying to get disciplined in that's really hard if you don't know it works. But if you know that making 10 cold call visits every day does lead to the revenue you need, does help you to hit your goal, does get you a bonus, then 10 calls a day is what you're going to do. Why wouldn't you? It'll become a discipline every single day. You go to work, you knock on your 10 doors, you go home. And if you want to make a little bit more money, maybe you knock on a couple more doors, but you're never going to put it off. Discipline is not difficult, but you got to do the work first. You got to measure the work against the results. You got to find a recipe that works, and then you do it again and again and again. Why wouldn't you? That's discipline, and that's easy. I used to run a lot because I loved it. I just really loved running. I still do, but I never saw any results. I was just running every morning because I loved it. And it became not every morning. It was easy to skip a day or maybe sleep in, maybe wait out some bad weather because I really couldn't see a difference. I really couldn't see a benefit of putting in that work. Then I started working out with some weights. And I don't like that as much. It's really not very much fun. It's actually very hard and painful, and it's hard work. But I'm seeing benefits. I'm looking a little fitter. I'm building a little muscle, dropping a couple of pounds. And so you know what? I'm not missing a day. I don't like it very much, but I'm not missing. Rain or shine, tired, sore, doesn't matter. Discipline is not difficult. Finding what you need to be disciplined at, that's the trick. Your sales manager is going to try to get you to do a bunch of this and a bunch of that every single day. And if you don't figure out which one of those things is going to move the needle, then you're never going to be disciplined at any of it. You might do a few things today, do no things tomorrow, maybe cram a bunch in on Friday or at the end of the month in a panic. Do yourself a favor, track what you're doing, then measure what works, do the stuff that works. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it. And if you know what works, like I know brushing my teeth works, you'll do it without even thinking. That's discipline. And if you do it that way, it's not difficult at all. Hey, I invited Jason Reynolds of Sandler by the Ruby Group to join me on an upcoming podcast episode to talk more about this idea of discipline in sales. That episode is coming soon, so go ahead and look for that. You'll find all past episodes at BrianMediaStrategies.com and wherever you stream your favorite shows. It's brought to you in partnership with Sandler by the Ruby Group, where sales, leadership, and purpose come together. Thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this. And remember, no matter how high the pressure gets, just stay on purpose.